Hello, this is Linda from Tulalight, and we're here for part 2 of the Pendulum Basics. And today we want to get into doing actual readings. Start off with some simple things first, and this is a good time to pause the video if you don't yet have in front of you a pendulum and a pad. So again, remember that you could have just a simple cross with a yes and no. You could use a necklace or a key, and that can act as your pendulum. So you want to do that first, and then we will do a blessing, and then we'll begin. All right? So we start with the blessing. Hello, Celestial Team. I'm excited to communicate and connect with you today and want you to know how incredibly grateful I am for your protection, wisdom, support, and guidance every day. Please help me to keep away negative energies and recognize the presence of them so that I can shoo them away as needed. I open my heart, soul, and love to my spirit team, seeking only truth and light on this day and every day. I am in gratitude for your assistance in living a life most pleasing to God. We're back so that you can now practice using the pendulum. Hopefully you've connected and grounded yourself. So let's talk about what to do when you're using this beautiful swinging crystal or stone. All right, so first we're going to test the line, basically. So start with questions you know the answers to. So I'm going to use my rose quartz here to do that test. And it doesn't matter which pad I have because this is just yes or no. So my first test question. Good morning, angels, and thank you for being here with me today. So I'm already getting a yes. First question, is my name Linda? Yes. And was I born yesterday? No. So you see how it responds. Your yes and your no may look just like mine, or they may look a little bit different, but it gives you a baseline. What does yes look like and what does no look like? This is like fine-tuning a radio. You want to find the frequency of truth for you. So take a pause here and try a few more questions just to kind of get that energy flowing in your pendulum. So then we're going to ask spirit questions. When you're feeling ready, begin with spiritually aligned yes and no questions. So let me demonstrate a few. Are you my guardian angel? Yes. Are you with me every day? Yes. I woke up with a little headache this morning. Is this headache energetic or physical? So that question is not a yes or no. It's a choice question. So I have to separate it out in order to get an answer. Is this headache energetic? Yes. Is it physical? No. Okay, so I did happen to wake up with a headache, and I didn't sleep especially well last night. So it's quite possible that it is an energetic headache. All right, so take another pause and try a few of those kind of questions for yourself. You can ask the exact same ones that I just did, or you could do something different. Just don't go too deep yet. You're still building that energy between you and the pendulum. So let's talk about numbers, percentages, and dates. I brought out this hand-drawn pendulum pad and thought that I would show you how it really, you don't have to buy anything. You don't have to be fancy. My first pendulum pad was one that I made on a kind of a plastic sheet that I drew pictures on and numbers and so forth. And that's what I used initially. So you can start out that way. And if it feels like this is something for you, then you might want to invest in other pads as you go along. So you can use number charts to get ages, dates, percentages, all those kind of answers. just be careful with time-based questions. Angels operate on a different timeline, and their idea of soon may be an eternity plus shipping. So let's just take a look here. I'm going to use, and I'm also using one of my necklaces as a pendulum. Hi, Uriel. Are we okay with this pendulum? Yes, thank you. Can you please point to the number 3 for me? Very good. So I literally just drew these numbers on here a moment ago. Can you show me where you would go if you could not answer a question for me? Excellent. Thank you. And can you please point to the day of the month, the numerical day of the month that I was born? One, 3. Excellent. And can you also point to numbers that would reflect the percentage of people in the world who are connecting spiritually? 8. Are you going to, so I realized I didn't put a 0 on my pad here. Were you going to say 80? Yes. So he was looking for the 0 and it's not here. So that's pretty funny. So 80% of the world is spiritually connecting at this point in various ways. Yes. Okay. And do we still have tens of thousands of angels with us right now during the 3 days of darkness? Yes. Fantastic. All right, so you can see I'm using a necklace as a pendant and a piece of paper. Don't forget to put the 0 on, that you can get answers to questions that involve numbers. So there you go. So the next step in communicating with spirit using the pendulum is alphabet and phrases. So when spirit spells it out for you, you can it's more like having a conversation, which is really awesome. So you can ask, do you have a message for me today, for example, and it'll spell it out letter by letter. And you just want to pause after a few words and check if needed. Are you saying such and such? Did I get this right? It's okay to stop and jot things down in your notebook if you want. And they'll wait. They always do. They always wait. So let's try a few questions that are more open-ended so that they spell out some words. Okay, good morning, Uriel. And by the way, I do know who my angel team is. I've done a lot of work to figure that out. And if you're not able to figure it out on your own, I'm always happy to help with that. So Uriel, can we start out with a morning message? I haven't really spoken with you yet today. K-I-N-E-S-S. Kindness. A-N-D. And L-O-V-E. Kindness and love. So nearly every day when I open up with Uriel, kindness and love or love and kindness are the words that he will say to start us off. And so I may not wait for that to be completely spelled out. So if he starts off with K-I-N, I know he's saying kindness, so I'll complete the word, and he's okay with that. And then if he goes to the A, I'll say and then he goes on to the L, and I'll say love, so kindness and love, and then he affirms it by giving me the yes, like that. Okay. So he doesn't mind if I finish the word for him, because some of the things that because we've had conversations for so long, they are predictable, just certain things that he always wants to convey. All right. Can you tell me, Uriel, is there any special message for me today as I look forward to what I'll be getting done? Y, O, Y, O, U, U, A, U, R, D, O, doing, A, G, R. So he's going to say, you are doing a great job, as he likes to give me lots of affirmations. Thank you so much, Uriel. Okay. Do we have anything to look forward to today, good or bad, in the USA that would be of interest and useful for us to know about? K, I, N. Are you going to say kind of like? Okay, kind of like. L, O, A, N. Lone. Y, O, U. Lone your. Kind of like lone your. H, E, A, R, T, loan your heart. Kind of like loan your heart. So what Uriel is saying to me, I believe, is that he wants me to focus on, giving my love and probably my kindness to anyone that I encounter today. Is that correct? And then also, are you talking about more ethereally, like where I just put out the intention or wishes for love and kindness to the world? Yes. Okay. So I talked to Uriel in this reading here, but there are also other guides that are with me. Is Metatron with us today? Yes. Hasmiel? Yes. Are any of the witches with me today? Yes. So probably everybody's with me because we're in the 3 days of darkness, and they're all hanging out. They're all here trying to do their job of guiding and directing us in our ascension and our growth spiritually. Great. So there are also other people you can talk to. One of them is your higher self, and then you can do the higher self of others. So this week, for example, I'm just going to lay this down. This week, for example, I had conversations with the higher self of myself, my sister, and my mother, because we were trying to work something out. So it was really meaningful for us. So if I were to tap into my higher self now, I could ask, is there some wisdom to impart? So I'd like to talk with my higher self. Okay, great. And to my higher self, do you have something that you feel would be important for me to know today or think about? H, I, G, H, high, L, O, high, love. Okay. So what do you mean by high love? Can you clarify that for me? W, I, L, L, will, B, E, will be, H, I, G, H, high, L, O, will be high love, F, O, 4, Y-O-U, right? Will be high love for you. Are you making a prediction? Yes. So I will be receiving high love from someone? Yes. Is that someone a human being? Yes. Okay. Awesome. I'll never turn down high love. So that's an example of getting clarification when something, they're very metaphorical sometimes. They also will often speak in a language that's not your own, or they just can't answer. And you can ask for clarification. You can say, can you say that in another way so that I'll understand? So don't hesitate to seek that clarification when you need it. As I've been working with my guides, they've shared with me over 100 light language words. And, I try to use them. I try to understand them. I have a whole running list of those words. I'll show you that. So on my Excel spreadsheet, I have all of these words that they've shared with me, and they all have their own meanings. So I might sound like a toddler to them when I try to speak it or even understand it, but they really appreciate that I'm putting the effort in to learn that language. All right, so what else? I would say go ahead and do what feels right for you. Don't overdo it initially, but everybody's journey is going to be a little different. So for example, my sister Kathy just tried this out for the first time this week, and she actually spoke to our mother's higher self, and she got the same answer that I had gotten to a question. So that was a real affirmation to me that we're tapping into the same being and getting the same response to the same question. So that was really cool. So, do what's comfortable. Don't rush it. There's no urgency here. Pendulum reading is a relationship, and it's one that of mutual trust. There's respect, and it's evolutionary. So you're going to grow as you use it. Start small, keep notes. Keep your, have a notebook around that you can jot down any and everything that's said. This is one that I kept aside just for predictions. Stop when you're reading so that you can write notes down, because I guarantee if you get 3 or 4 sentences ahead, you're not going to remember what was already said. And you'll just strengthen your soul's communication line with your whole team. I hope you found this helpful. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear about your pendulum journey. And I just want to add that if you enjoyed this, that I had this thought that maybe the next thing to do is a tutorial on using oracle cards with the pendulum. So you can learn to use oracle cards. A lot of them have guidebooks that you can read as you do their spreads. They tell you how to do it. But combining them with another tool is something that it can be done and is done slightly differently by different people. So it's intuitive, but there may be some basics that you want to know. So, for example, I have a number of decks that I use when I'm doing readings, and this one has a great book with it to explain what you pulled for a card. So that's Angels and Auras and Angels and Auras. This one does not have a book, and I definitely use my pendulum to help me interpret the meaning of the cards from the predictions deck. So if that's something of interest to you, let me know. Put it in the comments, and then I can work up a new tutorial for that. Please check out the descriptions. There's some links there. There's the links for the Creating Your Own Blessing, links to the other 2 videos in this series, and there may be some other links that I think of before I'm done here. So check out the description, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic day. Love and peace out, and hugs to all.